Hello, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. You are speaking to Zukiswa, who's also known as Zukiti. Please do allow me to reintroduce myself to you. Uh, Zukiswa is a girl from Utinek, from Tinaga, from Kariega. She's living in Cape Town right now and working in Cape Town and have been working in Cape Town. Um, Today's video is a simple video, a simple video, a simple video. Um, to the people who are following me, thank you. Thank you. Welcome to my life. Welcome to Zukiswa's life, mother of two. Thank you for following me. I appreciate that a lot. It means a lot. This keeps me going. This really does keep me going. And I just want to share my moments. Remember, if you are following me, um, you are following me in real, you are following my life. This is my life. The things that I'm talking about in my vlogs are things that are currently happening in my life. Today it's a Thursday, and I have been working from home from the last, I think, 3 weeks. So my life has been very much hectic, hectic, hectic. Remember, I have a 9 to 5 job that I am required to perform and also work at my utmost best. And I mean, at my utmost best, because my job sometimes is very stressful. So it takes a lot also for me to actually, focus on that part of my life, which is what puts food uh, for my kids. That, if you understand what I mean. Uh, my 9 to 5 really is what put food for my kids, and to make sure that at least I'm able to take care of them. Mother of two daughters, and I'm 41 years old. I love my age. I love the fact that I've been able to be given this life and be 41, and I am grateful. I am grateful. Um, so again, let's talk about why am I saying this? When you are following me, just remember that you are following my life. You get to view my life. That means you are practically seeing the type of life that I'm living. When I say these last few days have been hectic, I mean they have been very much hectic. And let me share this. When I say, how can I put it? Okay, I'm currently like doing washing. The time right now is probably around about past 9. So I thought about doing our washing. It's winter here in Cape Town. So you might be hearing a noise at the background of the machine running. But that's what I'm doing currently right now. So I'm just sitting in my bed because it's very cold, and it has been very much cold. It's not raining. The raining season has not started yet, but it is definitely cold, very much cold. So again, when I say you are following my life, you are following a single woman's life, and I'm laying it bare. I'm laying it bare. I'm laying my life bare, 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 bare. Sometimes I feel like uh, it's too much. Hence, I do take some break. Um, what I've been learning from the last 3 weeks of my life, I would like to say I have been learning a lot. I'm learning a lot about myself. I'm learning a lot of things that I was not even aware of. And it's such a beautiful thought to know that, um, wow, life, life is hard. Life is really hard. When I say life is really hard, I mean life in general itself is really hard. So when I go through my day to day, I go through it with not much expectation of how the day can go. Remember, there's a lot that can happen in a day. There's a lot of things that can happen in a day. The 24-hour that I feel we as human are living, wow, there's a lot that can happen in a day. Okay, let me run the cassette backwards. I've been enjoying the moment and each day, and taking each day as it comes, and really not having much expectations. I believe that we as humans sometimes are expecting a lot. We are expecting a lot from God. We are expecting a lot from other people. We are expecting a lot of things sometimes from people we do not really know. That's why I say I take each day as it comes, because I do not have any expectation. I do not want to build my life and base it on having an expectation from anyone. That's how I live. That's how I've always lived my life. If you follow my vlogs and when I talk about how I grew up in and my faith in not believing in myself, and the fact that I did not believe in myself, in my capabilities as a strong human being, I've been tested a lot. And I'm so grateful that I went through all of that. But one thing I know for sure, that I have always been a loner. And I have built myself to not have any expectations from anyone. When they say my detachment game, wow, is mad. Because I'm a loner. I've always said that to a lot of people, and it's so funny. I feel like people will forever not hear me. The only people that I cannot detach from is my family, because my family is my life. We're bonded for life. We probably share the same blood, and I kind of do have empathy when it comes to my family, because despite of any issues we might have as a family, we are bonded for life. So with family, it's quite hard, but with people from the outside, I've learned to be strong. The world has taught me to be strong. My trials and tribulations that I went through have taught me to be strong. On the fact that of how I grew up, my home environment had also taught me to be strong. I mean, there was no time for weakness. I remember it well. And when I tell you the stories and the problems that I went through, that has all built me to where I am. In some way, I do believe that when life is hard, then maybe we might be asking the question as to why these things are happening to me or to you. You must remember that life itself is preparing you. Life itself is preparing you for the journey that you will be currently on. So, everything that I've went through, I believe it has all built me to be who I am today. So, in some kind of way, I am forever grateful for that journey. And these past 3 weeks, I have really come to a realization. Oh my hair, guys, that even if life is hard, you must understand that whatever journey that you have gone through has prepared, and I mean, God has prepared you and set your life and your journey. So, in some way, everything that has happened to you on your past life, or either the journey that you were in, is a journey that God had set for you because He probably knew that this and everything that will be happening in your life, you have been able, or you are going to be able to withstand anything. If you look at my last videos and if you saw how I was feeling and how my face was breaking and I was just going through it, and I was going through it, but I've came to the realization again as to, wow, life is good, life is wonderful, life is good, and really there is a beauty in being alive and being on this world, experiencing anything that comes your way. And what made me come to this realization is that there is really peace in having God in your life. There is really peace when you have put in your trust in the Lord. I think I have found my peace. I've really found my peace. And at home, if I'm going to talk about home, the only thing I will remember is when my mom was living with us, we would go to church on a Sunday and we will all, get dolled up, dressed up, and then everyone will go to church, and then my mom will come back and make Sunday dinner, 7 colors, and then we were that kind of family. That's what I remember about my mom. And then life happened for her, and that all changed. So we could no longer go to church because now we had to step up, or, grow up fast. And on some occasions, my dad will then, uh, tell us, no, 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 we need to go to church. We had those moments with him. Then we we would go to church, and we would enjoy it, and then we would lapse because sometimes, how churches are in our community, they will have those, you know fights. So it kind of make things a lot awkward for us to be churchgoers, because now we were caught in between and not knowing which direction to go to. No, um church members have broken up. There's arguments around the church. Certain people, maybe a group of people is going to that side, and another group is going to that side. So we would get caught up, and then we would maybe step back and, do life, continue as we were. But a church has always been there, but not so much. Not so much. And I remember a time, um, when my dad passed away. We didn't prepare much uh, for him, because, we didn't see that one coming. We've never seen that one coming to us. And I think that's what broke our heart the most, because we we never saw it coming. We never saw it. We never thought that he would leave us, because he was such an instrumental part of our lives. And even though I was already in Cape Town, most of us were living here, he was just that man in our lives that we thought he would live longer. He would see all of his grandchildren and all of that. But that never happened. So that really broke us up. But I'm going to talk about this story, and I'm going to share it as a testimony for anyone who's going through hardship and thinks that, no, no, maybe I don't really believe in God, or maybe that was just pure luck. I don't believe in luck. I'm not one to believe in luck. I believe everything happens because it has to happen, because there is power. There is greater power, and that power lies with God. And when my dad passed away, we were struggling. At that time, we were already struggling before he passed away. And then we were sort of like thinking, okay, he had a funeral policy in place, only to find out he didn't have one. His funeral policy lapsed. But remember, my dad has had his own business, so he was a taxi driver. So he had his own taxi business. Uh, and then when he passed away, he was still a member of that. And before he passed away, he was still a member in the association, because he was kind of sick before he passed away. And then he was still a member. And we were not aware of that. So when he passed away, we were left alone. You know, it was a testing moment for us because now we were left alone. There was no family member, like relatives, to lead us and say to us, no, this is what you need to do, guide us. There was practically no one. People would come in and say, no, we feel sorry for you. And then they would leave. They would leave. And you know how cold it is when there is that dark cloud hanging over your head. You feel the coldness of the house. You feel that that person present, of him not being there. It was cold, cold as cold. I remember it very well. So me and my sisters, now we had to be the men, the leaders of the house, and we had to be the leaders of the house. We had to show up and show and stand in for him and show him what we were capable of. And I'm just going back. I'm just throwing back. But let me tell you, okay, we knew that we had to be the men of the house. That's how he trained us basically, and that's what he had taught us, and we had to. And the only thing at that time that was on my mind was, I just want him to be buried in dignity. I want him to give him a send off that was beautiful, that was worthy, that was what he wanted. And I had expressed already to my family members that this is how his send off will be. And I wanted everything to go, according to how I pictured it for him. So listen to me. God is good. We had to go to the taxi rank. Then we went to the taxi rank. It was me and my young sister. We went to the taxi rank, and then we got there. And I don't want this video to be long, but I don't know. But let me tell the story as, let me tell the story for someone else out there as a testimony from me and to that person that will be finding this video to know that, wow, there is God out there. So we went into the taxi rank, and then we asked how far, because my father at that time, remember, if I you go back to my videos, understand that my father had a taxi, and then he got into an accident. After he got into an accident, let me run it through for someone else who doesn't know the story. He got into an accident, and after he got into an accident, he came back home. After he came back home, he was depressed. Remember now, that was his baby. That was his baby. Already left home, so that was his child. So when his taxi got into an accident, luckily he survived. He was never the same. He was so depressed because he would just sit and be quiet. And when I spoke to him, and asked him, Dad, what's going on. He wouldn't share much, but he will be like, no, talking this and that and that. And then the fact that he was a quiet man, quiet, beautiful man, quiet, handsome man, quiet, handsome man. Um, I remember this. I used to chat to him, like try to get into his head of what he's thinking. Then he wouldn't share much. At that time, I felt like he was he couldn't ask us to do anything for him, not because he had pride, but because he was just a quiet person. So he could never ask anyone for anything. Apparently, he went to some family members and asked them to help him out. Oh, obviously, they refused. I think that's what broke my heart when he went and asked them for a favor and they refused. That broke my heart. Because when I found out about that, that then made me want to help him more. Because I was like, no, 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 no. It's fine. I can come back to Cape Town, try to, make money quickly and then get him a loan. Let's fix this for him. Let's fix this taxi for him. I know that will make him happy. Little did I know, little did I know that the devil works hard. The devil was not resting. So when I got back to Cape Town, ran the story with my sister, big sister, and then we obviously stepped in for him. Both of us, we did that to him, sent him the money, and then the taxi was taken to a mechanic, and then it was going to be fixed. We already paid everything. That was good. Little did I know that the devil was working hard. When I was in Cape Town, still working, trying to figure things out, um, my father got sick. My father really didn't get sick because my father apparently went out. And when he came back, that's when he got sick. And my sister called us and said, he's not feeling well. I don't know what's wrong with him. He's not feeling well. And I said at that time, no, just make sure take care of him as best as you can. After a few days from then, that's when he got a stroke. And I thought maybe it's too much stress or could be thinking a lot of things. And then I had to go back home. I had to leave my job. I had to step in and take care of him. And then after that he passed away. Beautiful time I spent with him, and it was the beautiful time that I had with him, and it was just a bonding moment for everyone. So when he passed away, obviously the house was cold, so cold, and then we had to step in and be the men of the house. And then let me now run you the story to where I want you to be. I feel like this video is going haywire. I hope I'm staying in track. This is the story. When we got into the office, we got a check. We got a check. Here's money. They signed it off. Your father was still registered, so your father really has money that you can go and bury him. We got so much excited. I remember it was 2 weeks most before the funeral, so we got so excited. It was the second week that we actually were like putting everything together. Luckily, my friends were stepping in. Luckily, my good friends were stepping in and helping us and, guiding us on what we need to do. So we were practically like these young girls that were doing it. And everyone was just stepping in and helping us. And, I'm grateful for those friendship. I'm grateful for those type of friendship that I have with people. because I keep them in my heart and I hold them high, you know, because they were there. They saw the need to be there with us. Listen, we got so excited. We went to the bank. We deposited the money. There's a funny part on this. Little do we really know that we should have just cashed the check. We got so excited. We didn't cash the checks. We saved the checks. And now the bank said you need to wait 10 working days in order for you to cash out this check. Like, boom, we messed up. The funeral is when? It's on Saturday. We just got a check when? On Friday. We got the checks the same date. The funeral was tomorrow. And everyone was at home ready for us to make sure that we paid the funeral parlor. There's food for the family to eat. There's buses that are booked already, and a lot of things had to be in place. But now we made a big mistake. Instead of cashing that check immediately, we put it inside the bank. Now the bank said you need to wait 10 working days before you clear this check. You cash out this check. So we were sitting outside now thinking, what the hell had we just done? How are we going to come back home? How are we going to come back home and tell the story? There's people who are waiting. There's a service. Hey, man. There's a service that needs to happen. There's a funeral, a send-off that needs to happen. Guys. While we were sitting outside Standard Bank, and the day was going fast, and we were like, God, show us mercy now. Like, God, please show us your mercy. My big brother came through for us. He asked us, what are you doing sitting like this outside the bank? No. We're like, this is what happened. And tomorrow is a funeral. And you know too that tomorrow we have a funeral. This is what we did. My brother said to us, it's fine. Let me throw money so that we can do this. I was like, what? He said, yes. We went inside the bank, drew money. I don't remember the amount of money he drew. I mean, everyone was practically running after that. We quickly had to buy chicken, we had to buy veg, we had to buy stuff that was needed. We needed to make sure the buses were clear, the balances were cleared for buses. We needed to make sure the funeral people got paid. We make sure the family member, us as a family, as a unit, we got everything we need. Oh, wow. I will never forget this day in my life. That day is written in books of my life. When we got back home, everything was packed. And my dad got the most beautiful send-off. The most beautiful send-off. Everyone that he had impacted, because he was a charming man. He was a kind man. He was a people's person. He was a humble man. Everything that was beautiful about him, people showed up for him, and his send off was very, very much beautiful. But listen to my story where I want you to focus on. We asked God to show us his mercy, and he did. And that has always stayed in my heart. And that has already, you know, I don't know where the story is going through because I feel like I might be all over the place. But I wanted to share that story. I wanted to share that story with anyone who was going through stuff, who thinks that there is no one out there to protect them. There is no one out there who's looking out for you. There's no one out there who can show you mercy. There's no one out there who can show other people that you are my child and I will not allow anything um, to happen to you. You are special. You are God's child. There's a reason as to why you had to go through these trials and tribulations in your life so that they can prepare you for the life that you are going to, live. And I don't want to say, I want to leave you with these words. There is peace when you put your heart into God. There is no turbulence. There is no, how can I put it? I feel like this year isn't really a year of amazing. This year is really testing people, but also it is a year whereby I believe there is just a spiritual, spiritual change in people's life that is going through, including me. I'm seeing a lot of people. I believe that because there is peace in Him. There is peace when you put your heart into and trust in Him. You can never be afraid if you're in God's hand or you put your life in His hands and you give your life to His hands. There is peace, guys. There is peace. And for someone who's an overthinker like me, I found that praying and meditating and getting into my spiritual belief and trying to find my purpose in life and trying to figure as to why had I gone through all of these trials and tribulations in my life, it's because I don't think there was ever peace in my life before. Hence I was going through those phases in my life was this turbulence there. There's no sense of peace. And I am glad also that life has prepared me to be where I am right now. And for me to grow my spiritual, and have faith. I've often said that to my family because when I speak to people, sometimes I like to reference things that have happened to me. And I always love to share the stories, little stories that I have gained. And, I share each moment with everyone. I'll share testimony with everyone that is around me. Not because I am bragging about where I am, but I'm grateful and showing you the journey. That my journey has never been easy. My journey has never been an easy journey. But remember, through this journey, there's always been turbulence. There's always been people who I've always felt like there were people who I forever have to protect myself from because maybe they've got bad energy and I would feel that, I would sense that. But I have never found peace when I was in that overthinking state of mind. The only time I've found peace in my life is whereby I said to myself, I am laying my life to you. I am giving my life to you. I am giving you my life to you. I invite you in my life. I want you to take over my life. I have not yet gone to church, but I have been praying. I have been listening. I believe the greatest church that you can ever go to right now is that have a church moment with yourself in your house, wherever you are, and have a moment with Him. Guys, this is me just sharing a little bit of my life. A little bit of my life. I'm not too sure whether I'm gonna post this video. I'm forever not sure about posting these videos because these are just wonderful moments that I have with myself. And sometimes I feel like I want to tell these stories to someone else who's going through hardship in their life and they think that, no, why me? Why me? Why not you? Ask yourself, why not you? Why not you? And even if you're going through those stages and phases in your life, I always say to people, have faith. People who know me, some of them will call me, preach, mama, preach. But I preach because I want to share this wonderful and, beautiful moments with people who might be going through stuff, whom you see every day, people who are smiling, who are showing up. And you think that these people have it all together, figured out. And you realize that these people do not have it all, and figured out. But because they faith has, we put our powers and give them and we pray before we sleep. We pray before we pray before we eat. We do that, and then we give inhliziyo to Him, and people are asking, why are you smiling? Why are you forever happy? Why do you look like you have it all figured out? And you look at your life and you feel like an imposter because people are seeing something else, but you are living inside a different life, a different turbulent life of turbulence, and you are fighting. You are fighting every day. You are fighting for your life. You are fighting for your freedom. You are fighting for your life to be better, but other people do not see that. They think that you have it figured out, but you don't. Does it mean that you've got it all together? No, you don't. You just trust in God. So this is my story for tonight. Please do like, follow, and subscribe to this channel so you can follow me in real time, in real life, when I tell you the stories. And some of them are all over the place, but remember, this is a story and a testimony for someone else who might be going through stuff and they think that, I just want to end it all. No, my sister, no, my brother, do not do that. Hang in there. Stay prayed up. Pray for yourself. Pray for your family. Ungavumi ngawe. Ungaze uvume ngawe. And I always say to people, do not look like your problems. I don't want to look like my problems. When I go up and I go to work, I don't want to look like my problems. So don't do that to yourself. Don't look like your problems. Show up, with whatever you have. Remember, it doesn't matter whether you have less money, you have nothing. Don't give up on yourself. Never give up on yourself. I hope this video makes an impact to someone again. And good night, enjoy. I'll be back, and I definitely will be back with another video. Love you all.